What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking to you about what's the deal with bees and why they're buzzing off. Bees. Tiny busybodies, of which there are about 20,000 known species around the world, with honeybees being one of the most recognizable and helpful to humans throughout our agricultural history. Bees are truly industrious. A healthy hive can hold anywhere between 20 to 60,000 worker honeybees and one queen that typically lays 2,500 eggs a day during the summer. And every hive is like a world of its own, producing a unique odor which is used for identification so that the colony knows when it's being attacked, or just stumbled upon. Yikes. Tactical defense aside, bees naturally do a lot of things that benefit us, pollination being one of them. There's two types of pollination: abiotic, meaning no involvement of other organisms, and biotic, which requires the work of pollinators. Explaining pollination is gonna require some visual aids, but since tracing on a whiteboard is not possible, much better. A flowering plant has two main parts that are key to pollination. The female part, known as the pistil, which houses the stigma at one end and the ovule at the other, and the male part, known as the stamen, which includes the stem-like filament that holds up the anther. Biotic pollination occurs when the pollen that's on the anther is moved to the stigma so that it can travel to the ovule, which are inside the flower's ovary. When pollen travels to a different plant of the same variety, say a lemon or tomato plant, it's called cross-pollination, and this makes the plant stronger. And that's where the bees come in. Take Bambi and Bertha Bee here. These ladies will travel 2 to 5 miles from their hive in order to forage for nectar and pollen, which are needed for energy and protein respectively. And although Bambi and Bertha may seem like they're on a loop repeating the same journey over and over again, in reality, bees visit several different flowers of the same species in a day, which basically equals a lot of fertilization. But helping plants get it on is only one part of how bees help us. Bees and other pollinators like butterflies, beetles, moths, hummingbirds, bats, and even ladybugs account for 70 to 80% of all the food crops humans consume, with bees doing most of the heavy lifting. But since 2007, bee populations around the world have rapidly decreased, as honeybees have either abandoned their colonies in droves or died. Obviously, this drop in population hasn't starved us out yet, but entomologists, farmers, and commercial beekeepers alike are all concerned about this continuing trend. Which begs the question, sorry for the dramatics. Although the possible causes of colony collapse disorder is still debated among researchers, many have acknowledged two likely factors. First are a class of insecticides called neonicotinoids, which have addictive properties similar to nicotine and are believed to be toxic to bees. These chemicals are sprayed on seeds and crops, ingested during nectar and pollen collection, and then spread throughout the colony as bee larvae eat the nectar and pollen brought back by worker bees. The second factor is a mite called Varroa destructor. These tiny arachnids carry viruses that paralyze bees, cause deformation of the wings, and weaken their immune system, making them super deadly and worthy of the name destructor. A 2008 study done in Ontario, Canada found that the majority of colonies lost that winter were due to Varroa infestations. So what does all of this mean to you and me? It means that if bee numbers keep dropping, then many of the fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds we get from pollinated plants will become scarce. We'd still have plenty of staple foods like rice, corn, wheat, and potatoes, but the variety of nutritious foods available would be extremely limited. And of course, no honey. Even if you're a Chipotle-crazed carnivore, bees help you get the foods you eat too. For example, almond, alfalfa, and clover are all used by farmers to feed their cattle and livestock. With less and less bees pollinating those plants, that means a possible cost hike on dairy products like milk and butter, and the meat products that fill your double steak burrito. But a bee-less future isn't a guarantee so long as we try to prevent it. So what exactly can you do to help bees and save your tacos too? Easy. Plant a garden. Just plant your favorite veggies and fruits and give your green thumb a workout. Scientists believe that even a small potted plant outside of a window could help. And so long as you don't spray any insecticides, local bees and other pollinators are sure to do the work that benefits us all. It's that easy. If we plant some seeds and skip the toxins, eventually more and more bees will be able to stick around.